With a hefty direction from David Leitch, the director of John Wick, and a heavy-handed storyline, Bullet Train completely subverts expectations from the whole vehicle storyline, plotting, and tropes. Now, with that being said, Bullet Train, throughout the entirety of its hour and 55-minute runtime, excluding credits, is thoroughly entertaining through the entire film. Don't get me wrong. You will be completely invested in this film, at least an entertainment aspect, through the entirety of the film. The acting is exceptional, especially considering they have big names, Brad Pitt, and they have secondary actors like one of my all-time favorite actors, Aaron Taylor Johnson, only because he was Kick-Ass in 2010. And the thing I do really like about Aaron Taylor Johnson is he's not overused like, Brad Pitt and everybody. And don't get me wrong, I really like Brad Pitt as an actor, but Aaron Taylor Johnson, I think his acting, his career as an actor and just in Hollywood is actually the right way to do it. He's in some films, some other things, but he's never really the full presence there. He still has a private life, but his career is still in Hollywood. And I do really like that he pops up every now and again. He's not constantly there in your face. Now, Brad Pitt does an exceptional job, but honestly, Aaron Taylor Johnson, his partner in this film, I don't know many other names of actors and actresses in this film. And a surprise cameo at the end, which I won't spoil the actress's name. Everybody across the board of casting, they all do very well done jobs in their performances. Now, I do have to say, throughout this film, they sprinkled in a lot of cameos for actors and actresses, which once or twice was fine, downright funny because of the writing of it, but by the end of it, you're just kind of groaning at how cliche Hollywood is trying to make themselves and glorify the hell out of themselves just by saying, here's a couple more big name actors that don't really need to be in this film. Now, the storyline is very Quentin Tarantino-esque inside of a Bullet Train, and it's not just like Snakes on a Plane or something stupid like that. Bullet Train actually has a thoroughly invested storyline, meticulously crafted, meticulously plotted from the first act all the way to the end. The problem with the story is that halfway through the film, it just kind of takes away the story plotting in favor of trying to just finish all storylines. Now, I really appreciated that every single character in this film, you feel like you know them as a person. I did really, really appreciate that in the writing. The storyline is top-notch. The problem is the second half, and especially the third act, nowhere near as entertaining as the first act. Now, the second half and the third act in general, very high-octane action and very, very violent movie. The problem, though, is they just defy the laws of gravity and logic here and there, which I can always get away with in a film like this. But by the end of this film, it just feels so overblown, like everything. It's like they took a very solid premise with a very intriguing storyline, and they said, how can we just blow it up at the end? Literally and metaphorically. And that's what we get with Bullet Train. A very, very meticulous storyline for about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes, and then you get nothing but high-octane action. And there are some scenes in the second half that are entertaining, but the thing is, the first half, the entirety of the first half, every single second, is entertaining to a fault, completely. The second half, it's entertaining without the intrigue. It's just kind of tying up loose ends and climaxing and finishing. And I understand they were trying to desperately go full circle at the end of this film, and that worked in the storyline, but working it into a film like this, where the plotting is centered around introducing all of these characters and then just kind of making it all go full circle in an hour and 55 minutes, it honestly felt poorly and very quickly rushed by the end of the film. Like I said, the beginning of this film starts out super meticulous. It's not slow, but you get into the story piece by piece. And then gradually, as you learn more and more, you still have a lot more questions pertaining to this film and its story. The problem, though, like I said, is they dropped the ball immensely by the third act and the entirety of the second half. And I'm still entertained by the second half. I'm entertained by the entire film. It's just the first half is so damn well written that the second half just kind of shit the bed. So overall for me, Bullet Train, it does subvert the tropes of a vehicle set film. So I do have to still give it an 8 out of 10. Bullet Train. Thank you.